Welcome to Wander, Explore, Discover.
Today we're going on the Northwest Victoria Silo Art Trail.
We'll show you some silo art, where we camped for the night, and some other things we did. The Northwest Silo Art Trail is a great road trip through Victoria's Wimmera and Mallee regions. Grain silos have been transformed into stunning works of art that feature the people, culture and landscapes of rural Australia. It is Australia's most extensive outdoor gallery with 15 amazing murals painted onto the silos by world-renowned artists.
During our road trip in our motorhome, we explored lots of small country towns, saw 15 incredible painted silos and other unique sights. We begin our road trip from Horsham, approximately 300 kilometres from Melbourne via Ballarat. If you want more places to wander, explore and discover, subscribe to our channel for new videos every week.
On day one, we travelled from Horsham to Murtoa, then Rupanyup, on to Sheep Hills, and then stayed at Brim, which was approximately 120 kilometres. Horsham is a vibrant regional city that serves as a gateway to the Grampians and the Silo Art Trail. Renowned artist Smug painted the Horsham Silo in May 2022, and it depicts the story of Yanggendyinanyuk, a respected figure from Victoria's Wimmera region. He was known for his remarkable tracking abilities, his talent on the cricket field, and his role in preserving and sharing local Aboriginal culture. Smug also painted the black cockatoo on the nearby flour mill. After viewing this silo art, we drove 31 kilometres to Murtoa.
Murtoa is a charming town in the Wimmera region on the banks of Lake Marma. The Murtoa silo was also painted by Smug and was completed in April 2023. The artwork features 30 realistic birds, with one glowing bird standing out to represent the 1 in 30 Australians living with mental illness. Smug was inspired by the James Hill taxidermy collection and Murtoa-born psychiatrist Dr. John Cade, who made significant contributions to the understanding and treatment of bipolar disorder. While we were in Murtoa, we visited the Stick Shed, also known as the Cathedral of the Wimmera. This remarkable structure was built in 1942 during World War II for grain storage. It is supported by 580 unmilled mountain ash poles and measures 265 metres in length. It is the only remaining structure of its kind and was heritage listed in 2014. We also had a look at the Murtoa Museum, which is housed in the old railway water tower. It is open daily from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. and houses the James Hill taxidermy collection, comprising of over 600 birds, eggs, nests and reptiles. After a good look around Murtoa, we drove 15 kilometres to Rupanyup, a quaint town on the Dunmunkle Creek.
The Rupanyup silo was recently repainted in March 2025 by Smug. The new artwork depicts the surrounding farmland landscape in vibrant harvest time colours featuring elements of agriculture, local bird life, and the future is represented by a child of the next generation. When we had finished admiring this lovely new mural, we drove 35 kilometres to Sheep Hills.
Sheep Hills is a small community with a tennis club, golf club, cricket club and public hall. This stunning silo mural was painted by Melbourne artist Adante and features local elders and children. It beautifully honours the deep cultural connection of the region's Indigenous community. Then we drove 35 kilometres to Brim.
Brim is a relaxed little town on the banks of the Yanggendyinanyuk Creek. Guado van Helton's mural was the first in Victoria and portrays 4 anonymous farmers. He aimed to capture the essence of rural life and show the strength and resilience that is required to be a country Victorian farmer. After admiring the silo, we headed to Reddas Park on the outskirts of Brim to stay the night.
So we've just pulled into Reddas Park, which is just outside of Brim, and we're going to stay here tonight.
Reddas Park is a large bush camping area with powered and unpowered sites, playground, barbecues, picnic tables, and basic toilets and showers on the edge of the Brim Weir Pool. It is $10 per night to stay, and you can put your money in the red box behind the toilets.
On day 2, we left Brim and visited Rosebery, Nullawil and finished at Sea Lake. The total distance was about 200 kilometres. We packed up and left Brim and drove 36 kilometres to Rosebery. Rosebery is a small rural locality in the Wimmera region, situated on the Henty Highway. The Rosebery silo was painted by Melbourne artist Caffeine in late 2017 and features a young female farmer and a contemporary horseman, symbolising the resilience and spirit of the Mallee community. After admiring this lovely mural, we drove 98 kilometres to Nullawil.
Nullawil is a small town on the Calder Highway. In July 2019, renowned artist Smug climbed into a cherry picker and began painting the local silos, and in 14 days they were complete. The mural features Jimmy the Kelpie sitting proudly beside a man many believe to be his owner, Darren. Look closely at Jimmy's dog tag and you'll see a galah and a stick engraved on it. A clever nod to the town's name, which comes from two Aboriginal words, Nulla, killing stick, and Will from Wilcock, meaning galah. After Nullawil, it was a 50-kilometre drive to Sea Lake.
Sea Lake is a small town in Victoria's Mallee region, renowned for its captivating silo art, and Lake Tyrrell, a fascinating pink lake. The Sea Lake silos were painted by Joel Fergie, also called the Zookeeper, and Travis Vincent, called Drapple, in October 2019. They depict a young girl swinging from a Mallee eucalyptus tree while gazing out over Lake Tyrrell. A wedge-tailed eagle soars above the girl, and a group of emus runs into the night. We then drove out to Lake Tyrrell, which is about 7 kilometres north of Sea Lake. It is Victoria's largest salt lake, spanning over 20,000 hectares. The lake's distinctive pink hue emerges during warm and wet periods when red marine phytoplankton release pigments into the shallow salty waters. This phenomenon, combined with the lake's reflective qualities, creates stunning visuals, especially at sunrise and sunset. A viewing platform and information bay are available to learn more about this unique natural wonder.
We've just pulled up at Sea Lake behind the Royal Hotel. We stayed at the Sea Lake Royal Hotel. You can camp behind the hotel in the car park. There is no power or water, but it's a nice flat spot and convenient to have dinner at the hotel and walk to the silos in the evening to see the night activation. Every night after sunset, the silos come alive with vibrant visuals that showcase the challenging seasons and cultural heritage of the Mallee. On day 3 we saw Walpeup, Patchewollock, Lascelles and Brim silos. The total distance travelled was about 220 kilometres. From Sea Lake we drove 70 kilometres to Walpeup.
Walpeup is a small rural town on the Mallee Highway with a rich agricultural history. The Walpeup silos were painted by artists Julian Calaviggio and Camillo Delagio in June 2023 to honour Harold Thomas Bell. Bell was a local boy who lied about his age to enlist in World War I at just 16. He joined the 4th Light Horse Regiment and fought bravely at the Battle of Beersheba, where he was critically wounded and later died. His true age and identity were only discovered after his death. Lest we forget. After seeing this great silo art, we drove 35 kilometres to Patchewollock.
Patchewollock is a small rural town in northwest Victoria near Walpeup National Park. The Patchewollock silo was painted in 2016 by Brisbane artist Finton McGee. The mural features local sheep and grain farmer Nick Noodle Hulland, whose tall, lean figure and weathered expression embody the hard-working spirit of the Mallee region. From Patchewollock, we drove 49 kilometres to Lascelles.
Lascelles is a tiny rural town on the Sunraysia Highway. The silos were painted by Melbourne artist Roan in 2017, and they feature large-scale portraits of local farming couple Jeff and Marilyn Hallman. Leaving Lascelles, we drove 26 kilometres to Hopeton. We stayed overnight at Hopeton on the shores of Lake Lascelles.
So here we are at Lake Lascelles. Absolutely cracking spot, right on the lake's edge. Got the motorhome set up, got the table and chairs out, and just enjoying a bit of winter sunshine.
Lake Lascelles has powered sites for $30 per night, or unpowered sites around the lake for $5 per person per night. There are rustic toilets and showers, a camp kitchen, water and bins. And if you're lucky, you'll see a stunning sunset.
On day 4, we saw the silos at Albacutya and Arkona, Kaniva and Goroke. The total distance travelled was approximately 260 kilometres. Leaving Hopeton, we drove 49 kilometres to Albacutya Silo. The Albacutya Silo art was completed in 2021 by Melbourne artist Kit Bennett. This colourful mural reflects his childhood memories of exploring the bush and searching for yabbies. Inspired by the surreal and often exaggerated nature of past stories, the colourful dreamlike mural brings new life to the old silo and landscape. After seeing these lovely colourful silos, we drove 68 kilometres to Arkona.
The Arkona silo has been painted by Smug, and he completed it in April 2022. This mural was created to honour local legend Rolly Kling, known as the unofficial mayor of Arkona. Smug never met Rolly, so he came up with a creative concept, a photorealistic mural with a twist, an invisible Rolly, represented only by his iconic terry toweling hat, glasses and a gold watch engraved with his name. After admiring the silo art at Arkona, we then drove 84 kilometres to Kaniva.
Kaniva is a lovely rural town on the Western Highway, approximately 25 kilometres east of the South Australian border. Kaniva Silo was painted by David Lee Piera and Jason Parker and completed in October 2020. It features a colourful depiction of local flora and fauna and pays homage to the nearby Little Desert National Park. While we were in Kaniva, we wandered around the streets admiring the sheep art, a series of colourful sheep statues painted by local community groups. Then we drove 58 kilometres to Goroke, the last of the silos on our road trip.
Goroke is a small town just south of the Little Desert National Park. The Goroke Silo was painted by New Zealand-born artist Geoffrey Karan. It features a magpie, a kookaburra and a galah against the backdrop of a rural landscape, representative of the picturesque West Wimmera region.
We hope you enjoyed today's video. You can find more information and places to explore at wanderexplorediscover.com.